Well, hi there. It is Friday, early afternoon, October 29th. Been a while. Good to be back. I'll be writing about the difficulties in getting these blog posts done and the reason for that in my next blog post, which is which is joyfully writing itself even as I do this now. This blog post is different. This blog post is the result of a lot of research and consideration about success and failure and what drives either or both, and some observations that I've made that are interesting, if to no one else, if to no one else other than myself, and the odd way a nursery rhyme figured into the middle of all of it, and that's the story of the three little pigs. But it really makes sense when you delve into it a little bit deeper, when you dive a little bit deeper into the story, because it really has a lot to say. I mean, it's an allegory, it's a parable, it makes a really good metaphor when you're talking about the different types of personalities involved in this quest for success, and in the sadder stories of how and why some people fail. So you say to yourself, well, what in the world could the three little pigs have to do with any of this? And really quite a bit. I mean, the first little pig, the little pig that built his house out of straw, took the easy way out, really. I mean, he wasn't willing to make the sacrifice necessary to achieve success. He didn't take advantage of whatever educational or training materials were out there. He grabbed whatever he could and threw together a house made out of straw. And it may have been adequate in the respect that it was safe from the rain or minor economic turmoil, if you want to go ahead and push that metaphor to the edge, and associate the big bad wolf with anything and everything that could go wrong in the course of a lifetime, whether in business or in life. But the first little pig just wasn't willing to do the work, wasn't willing to put in the time or the effort, wasn't willing to go the extra step. Now the middle wolf, the middle pig rather, that little guy was, sort of betwixt and between, right? He decided that building a house out of straw was just not making very much sense to him. It wasn't a good idea. It was too flimsy, be knocked down too easily. So he decided to build his house out of sticks, and lumber, as it were. And that house was more formidable. I mean, certainly would withstand most windy days, maybe even some gale force winds. You never know. But again, he didn't do everything he could to ensure those things that needed to be done in order to achieve success, whether in life or in business. So you look at the third little pig. He was clever. I mean, that little guy was willing to go ahead and do the work. He was willing to take his time. He was willing to go ahead and apply himself. He took whatever courses were available. He went to school. He decided to build his home out of bricks and make sure that it was substantial enough to withstand most anything, perhaps even cyclones or tornadoes. So he wouldn't have anything to worry about in economic downturns or in a recession, or maybe even during COVID. You know, that house gave him a safe place to be, to just be. Then you have the big bad wolf, and you can go ahead and substitute anything you want for the big bad wolf, right? You can substitute the recession. You can substitute economic downturns. You can substitute natural disasters, hurricanes, cyclones, tornadoes, all of the above. And the story really makes it very clear that in order to go ahead and weather storms like that, whether natural or economic in nature, you have to be prepared. You have to do the work. You have to be willing to sacrifice. You have to spend the extra money up front so that you can save a life, your life, if and when something bad occurs, if and when you're confronted with a big bad wolf. So I think that the metaphors are clear. At least they are to me. Hope I can help make them clear to you, because I think it's important that we recognize that the easy way isn't always the best way. The least expensive way isn't always the best way. Sometimes the best way is the hardest way, the most difficult, most arduous, and that sometimes it really pays to put that work in at the back end so that you have something left in the middle of a disaster at the front end. It sure would be really sad if something like that happened and you hadn't made the right choice. And that big bad wolf was able to go ahead and blow your house down. In the meantime, stay well, take care. I'll be back again with the story of how difficult it is to function while medicated. And that'll be the teaser for the next blog post. In the meantime, as I said, stay well, take care, and have a happy Halloween.